Because think about it this way. White people didn't undergo 250 years of slavery and its aftermath. White people didn't suffer through racial segregation. White people didn't have a government that restricted their ability to own property, open a business, or own a bank account to grow generational wealth for their children and their children's children. White people didn't have to go through these things. So if we were just to ignore the fact that black people in America had to go through all of these things that have now systemically disadvantaged them even today, and we were instead to say, ignore one's race and treat everybody the same, well then all of a sudden black people will continue to be disparaged. Imagine if you were playing a game of Monopoly with your friends, the banker, for whatever reason, really fucking hated you. He only gave you $10, gave everyone else $50, right? Then Mr. Jesus 2.0, man of equality, walks in and he says, well, I understand that you've been disadvantaged. I have the option to now give you an additional $40 to account for the fact that the banker kind of cheated you out of $40 to begin with, but instead I'm just going to continue to treat you the same way I'm going to treat everybody else. Well, then all of a sudden you're still experiencing a disadvantage today. And when we talk about programs or legislation to say target black Americans or target indigenous Americans, it aims to serve to fix the consequences of systemic forms of oppression in which have disadvantaged black Americans or indigenous Americans historically, which has perpetuated negative consequences that exist today for black Americans or indigenous Americans that don't exist for white Americans.
I agree with you. You know, we pushed them back. We held them down for so long. And, you know, whenever we finally was like, all right, you know, you can do whatever you want, they were down so low that it's hard to get up. I understand that. And I understand that we need to pay a little price, but, you know, the question's going to come in, when does it stop?